Hi there, I'm Matt Lorch with Q13 News in Seattle. Because of the ongoing pandemic, we are all thinking so much about our health right now. And improving the health of our athletes and people with intellectual disabilities was actually going to be the focus of this year's Breakfast with Champions. Unfortunately, because of the outbreak and the stay-home order, we can't gather this year in a big ballroom in downtown Seattle, but we really want to bring the event and the important conversation about inclusive health online. We wanted to bring in several key voices and influencers about improving healthcare for people with intellectual disabilities. Thank you so much for being a part of this important conversation. For those who aren't aware, what is inclusive health and what are Special Olympics inclusive health programs about?
Well, the genesis of all this was talking to our athletes about, how do you become a better athlete? And when we started to really take our athletes seriously as athletes, really our goal was just to help our athletes be better athletes, and then we realized overall health is essential.
We have really enjoyed the Healthy Athletes program. I've got athletes that range from ages 8 years old all the way up to 72 years old. And so we've been able to attend several of the Healthy Athlete screenings and the amazing results that come out of it. We've had everything from big gunks at earwax pulled out, yuck, to prescription glasses delivered to the athletes that day. We have also had some that have gone to the dental screening and actually at the USA Games had teeth pulled out. And the one thing that's really cool is this is all free to the athletes. There is no cost. And so watching them be able to go through these programs for free and come out with the things that they have has just been a wonderful thing.
Wow. And so what would your advice be, Crystal, to other athletes or other people with intellectual disabilities so that they put their health first?
I would have to say go and try Healthy Athletes. You'll be surprised at what you find out and what you'll learn. And the more that you do it and the more that you get into the habit of doing it, you'll get much better.
Too often people with intellectual disabilities, they fall through the cracks of our healthcare system. How is Special Olympics, David O'Neill, working to change that?
I think one of the major barriers to health for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is access, from every different specialty and certainly including mental health, where things are dismissed, things aren't recognized, things are poorly communicated. So that access doesn't happen. And then when access does happen, we often don't get appropriate levels of care.
So why is that?
So I think things are misrecognized and not noticed. They may say, well, I think that they might be walking that way because it's part of their developmental disability, right? That's why he walks like that. No, it's not because they have plantar fasciitis, or it's not because they have, a bone spur, or it's not because they have an ingrown toenail, right? And I also think communication. I mean, imagine yourself, I don't know if you've ever gone in and said something like, oh, my back hurts. Typically, people have trouble describing what's going on within their body, and people with intellectual developmental disabilities have that same barrier. And I think then it's much more easily dismissed if you don't have good advocates. And then that leads to some inappropriate care.
Exactly. When you put that into the bigger population, we know that our athletes are dying 16 years earlier than they're supposed to, simply because of what David was just describing. And we said, okay, we are going to be the ones that are going to fix this problem, and people are going to pay attention to our athletes and to all people with intellectual disability and see them as whole, valuable people who deserve health care.
Jaquanda, how is Kaiser Permanente taking a leadership role when it comes to inclusive health?
Our mission is to provide high quality, affordable health care to our members and the communities that we serve, and that includes total health. We are not only concerned about what is going on with our members when they come into the clinic, we care about community, we care about access, and we are completely honored to be a partner of Special Olympics. Again, I think it's about how do we make those connections? How are we hearing from our members themselves about their experiences, some of the barriers that they've experienced, and really apply that to how we engage and how we provide care.
I love it. Thank you for being such a valued partner. So here's my question for you. Why is Special Olympics and the work that it's doing more important now than ever before?
Special Olympics is important to me because what I think is getting out there and saying that we're here and we have intellectual disabilities. If you think about it, you go to a store or you go to a gym or you go, somewhere social like a mall, you don't see special needs people. If you really look at it, just look around and you see just normal people. You don't see people with intellectual disabilities because they're isolated and whatnot, and they're so used to being home that Special Olympics, that opens the door completely, because we're saying, yeah, we do sports and yeah, we do healthy athletes and stuff like that, and we're out in the community and doing all this, and then new people come around and it's like, I did not know there was this many people with intellectual disabilities. I mean, it's amazing to think that there is so many out there compared to what you actually do think.
In the coming days, we're going to be bringing you more important conversations and inspirational moments involving our athletes. Please support more people with intellectual disabilities in our state by clicking on the link provided or going to breakfastwithchampions.org. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting our 19,500 athletes through Special Olympics Washington.